Hi, Rudy Pensa here. I got a beautiful visit from Mr. John Monteleone, who came from so far away to see the Blue Collection. Of course, and the Blue Collection is one of his masterpieces. Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
I know you got to stop working to come to see the Blue Collection. When is the last time did you see them?
I think the last time I saw them was
Together.
all together was at Scott's house.
25 years ago.
25 years ago.
25 years ago.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. But anyway, I want to invite you to go inside and then we can take a peek at your guitar. See if you still recognize.
I mean, look at this amazing display.
I know. Mr. Rebecca changed the color, which actually, that color reminds me of the guitar you make for Dennis Stanton.
Ah, yeah, okay.
No? Like again, that's
That's different.
It's different. Okay,
that's
okay,
different.
okay. Yeah, it
That's
changed.
He must have been hungry. That's eggplant.
What is? That's the new poster. Yeah.
that's good.
Well, we're gonna go inside.
Yep. Okay.
Let's see if John remember his guitar after 25 years. Yeah, that's your convertible.
That's an old friend.
Exactly.
Hello, old friend. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
Well, sounding and playing is just incredible.
This was an experiment. The rocket convertible.
When Scott asked you, that was in '85,
Yeah.
and what if he actually asked you to do what?
Well, this is not the first guitar. The first guitar was the Radio City that was supposed to be made for him.
Okay.
And I did make it, in fact. I went all the way to the end, but at the same time I was building this as an experimental guitar for myself so that I could learn all about this and these sound holes as well, so that they could all operate independently.
Yes, they work so
I could
beautiful.
close the entire guitar or open anything.
Yeah.
And I was learning what it would do because I wasn't sure. Nobody had done it before.
Exactly. And well, when you were making, you were thinking about Jimmy?
Definitely.
Jimmy
because-
D'Acquisto?
Definitely, because Jimmy was the first guy who really
Exactly.
started to
Yeah.
try an idea that was different from a traditional idea.
Yeah, exactly.
So in fact, he came up raised on traditional ideas through D'Angelico, of course.
Exactly.
But in the middle of his production, he just got so fed up making D'Angelico's guitars,
Exactly.
and he had something to say on his own. So he said, I'm going to make D'Acquisto guitars.
Yeah.
But he always had these ideas that we were talking about
Yeah.
from time to time that he wanted to do and wanted to try. And at the same time, he was seeing everybody else here.
Yeah.
He would go to the conventions and see these other guys doing what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And he was at the time still having to do D'Angelico.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was the end.
Did you talk to Jimmy when he was making this?
Yeah.
How the idea of the blue was? I mean, it was Scott or Jimmy paint the blue and then it started the blue?
That was Jimmy's idea.
Jimmy wanted to paint the blue.
Yeah, because he
1995, Jimmy died in 95, no?
Yeah.
He commissioned everybody. And you delivered in time because I found out through Larry Acunto, he commissioned 28 people. And some of the people they don't deliver.
No, there were some holdouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't start making it on time or whatever.
There was one or two people I know couldn't get used to the idea of making a blue guitar.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah.
And I think they regretted that idea.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and, they would have been part of the beautiful.
And you know they should have been.
Yeah. Beautiful condition, you know.
Well, I know that everyone during the project of making these guitars
Yes.
was thinking of Jimmy. I know
Well,
that.
that's yes, exactly.
Yeah, because Jimmy opened the door for every one of these guys to come through.
Yeah, exactly. And you being such a good friend, yeah, it's amazing. I'm making a guitar to be part of that he's no longer with it. It had to have some emotional.
It really did. It really does. And it was an opportunity for every luthier to do what you can do to make this guitar, but make a piece of art as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Give it your artistic
Yes.
hand. You know, that was a real opportunity for every luthier.
Yeah.
Nobody
Well, I
did
mean,
that.
listen, and also, I always say to Kathy when she finally say, you know, Rudy, it's time to let him go. I know it was very emotional for her and for the kids, but the idea is wonderful. You know, let's keep it together, and you know, pass it to someone who will love them as much, you know, as Kat did, and we all did, and we all appreciate it. Actually, right now, being out, and hopefully today I have Jason from the Metropolitan. I don't know what's going to happen, but he would love to have him at some point. You know, well, even for an exhibition. Even you know,
exactly.
and even for an exhibition, he said we'd love to because it's so unique. This is totally Americana.
It is unique. I mean, it's been they've been away for 25 years.
Exactly.
The story hasn't been told for a while.
Yeah.
Now,
exactly.
Now the story is coming out about such a unique collection. Nobody does this.
No,
There is
it's the only
nothing
one.
like
It's the only one in the world, and also a lot of people, you know, call it, but I said, well, first of all, there's a lot of different type of guitars, you know, the solid body, the jazz. These particular ones, Archtops.
Acoustics.
These acoustics, Archtops. These ones, everyone is a true Archtop.
That's right.
They don't have the pickups into the guitars. So basically, all of these guys, they made it by hand, carving by hand, basically, no? Maybe, I don't know if the Gibson or the Fender, because they used to have, but maybe because Hutchins worked for Gibson at that time.
Right.
I think they all hand carved.
I think he must have used what was available to him
Yeah.
in the factory, but it was all handmade.
Yeah.
It was all hand put together, the whole guitar.
Exactly.
You know, like every one of these was pretty much hand carved.
Yes. Well, John, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you came today to share these beautiful thoughts after 25, 26 years from the violins family, no?
Some of the technology it comes through violin carving, but that's where it ends. The Archtop guitar is a very distinct way of building the construction of the instrument.
Yeah, of course.
That is very different than the violin.
Yeah.
You know, the most important difference is a violin will have a sound post
Yeah, of course.
and a bass bar,
Yeah.
and then it's a bowed instrument.
And why the actually woods used is very similar, like a spruce with a maple back and sides, because that's because the sound is the best.
Well, history tells us, for one, by example, that the combination of spruce and maple, and in my opinion, has the nicest balance, tonal balance, the spectrum of balance from one end to the other is rather clear and crystal. I can hear a very neutralized kind of condition rather than being overly balanced by, let's say, a rosewood or some other type of wood color. I mean, you can build instruments with that, but I think that these are the most balanced and beautiful presence.
But do you think when they start making what is, even with the overhaul, the first Archtops?
Yeah.
What is it, L5?
First Archtop was not an L5, no.
L10, those guitars,
It would have been the L3, the L, the L,
with the oval.
the original LO with the scroll on the bottom.
And those also are spruce and maple back and sides?
No, they were spruce tops and birchwood
Okay.
on the body wood.
And then maybe the first one is the L5 with the spruce and maple back and sides?
Yeah, well, the first L5s were like that, the same. They were spruce with birch.
Yeah. But that, you think that came from the violin and cellos?
Yes, and then in the middle of the lower period, there was a change to maple on the bodies.
Yeah.
And the mandolins from the get-go were spruce and maple, but the guitars were not. And the mandocello, by the way, they were spruce with birch.
Huh.
And then that changed around 1924. And then from then on, it was always screws and maple.
Yeah. Well, John, I can't thank you enough. Every day, every time I talk to you, I learn something new. And it's,
we're all learning, aren't we?
I hope we keep learning for another 100 years.
God willing.
Thank you.
You got it.